after the death of the former president of Guinea, there was a vacuum because the National Assembly was no more legitimate because it overstayed its time, and the army took over. And the army took over with the sense of staying there for a long period. The situation was dangerous for the country, with the risk of violent ethnic conflict in the country, with far-reaching implications for sub-regional peace and security. That was the challenge in 2008. Therefore, we undertook, together with other partners, to ensure, to convince the stakeholders to have a short transition and to create conditions for legislative and presidential election. And all that culminated after protracted efforts, where the United Nations have been playing a very important role together with other stakeholders. That culminated in the holding of the presidential election and the first ever democratically elected President Alpha Condé. During the transition in Guinea, I undertook more than 50 trips to Guinea. Shows you the commitment of the United Nations through the regional office for West Africa, the kind of engagement we had with the stakeholders. And then, because of our knowledge of the details of the situation and the risks of things to derail, we preempted the situation from deteriorating by acting decisively on the stakeholders to stop situation from degenerating. And more often than not, we mobilized others, including the ECOWAS and the African Union, so that we work together within the context of a compact group. It was not one single mediation and then it's over. It was, as I said, a very protracted process of number of obstacles, because essentially the regime, the junta, didn't want to go to election. And then they established the National Unity Government, and then, to our big surprise, the government had the same position, adopted the same position by trying to postpone election again. So it's essentially turned around the need to hold election. That was the biggest problem. And then when we agreed on the election, it was to bring, the challenge was to bring all stakeholders together on the conditions for the election. So all these efforts finally culminated in the holding of the presidential election, and it was the elections were held in relatively good conditions with the support of the international community, and this is the first time that a president was democratically elected in Guinea since independence.